Welcome to the Real in Real Estate, your gateway to the source. I'm so glad you're here. We're all about diving into the nitty-gritty of real estate, sharing insights, tips, and some awesome interviews straight from the industry's beating heart. From the latest trends to cool investment strategies, we've got you covered. Let's explore and uncover all the essential tools and knowledge you need for navigating the ever-evolving world of property and housing. Here we go. Hi, welcome back to the Real in Real Estate, the podcast where we talk to the experts, get the facts, dispel the myths. And today we're here with David Santamaria from Champion School Real Estate. Welcome, David.
Hi, Jean. Thanks so much for having me today. It's great to be here.
Thank you. Would you tell us a little bit about yourself? And David is from the Champion School of Real Estate. And if you'll just give us a little background about yourself and about the school, that'd be great. This is where I got my license to be an agent, and I imagine 99.9% of the people around the Houston area can say the same.
Perfect. Yes. David Santamaria. I am the National Appraisal and Inspection Marketing and Sales Director. It's kind of a mouthful, but
it is a long title.
So Champions has been around for over 40 years. It's a family-owned business started by Rita Santamaria. I call her Rita Mom, and built it from the ground up, and was, taking the registrations, teaching the classes, doing all the marketing, doing everything. And it went from, trying to make a classroom work of 4 students to now we have eight campuses across Texas. We've expanded outside the Texas borders via Zoom and live broadcast. We're the largest real estate education provider, certainly in Texas, if not the country. So it's been a really great success story on that front. So I'm happy to be here. I always tell people I've always been an arm's reach away, because my job growing up as a kid was making the textbooks on an old machine, and they'd say, we have 20 kids in principal or 20 students in principal, so we need 20 principals books. And my brothers and I would crank out the books and get them on to the class. So it's pretty fun to be here now. I've got 4 kiddos. I went to Baylor University, ventured out and did a few things on my own, and then a few years ago came into the business, and for the last 20 plus years, my sister Kim has been with the company and is now the president and co-owner, and she's been the one running the helm as well. So it's pretty neat to do it from a family perspective.
That's fabulous. Yes, and you've kept it in the family, which is wonderful as well.
Indeed.
Well, David, I'm curious, the long title that you gave us at the beginning, what exactly is that? What is that?
Sure. So we have started to take over the last few years, we've been building our own appraisal curriculum. And we have started to branch out, like I said, beyond the Texas borders and we're in 13 different states where we can teach
13.
The qualifying education and some continuing education for the appraisal community. And the plan is to roll it out, one by one, little by little. And we're doing the same thing with inspection. And we've rolled out an inspection program into the Florida marketplace. So if you're in Florida and you want to get your professional inspector's license, you can go through Champions and do that. So we're just kind of building as we go.
Well, I had no idea that you were in so many states and that you're now doing the inspection aspect of it as well.
Indeed. And, as far as, with our loan program, we're fully across the country, and each state has their own little piece that, as you know, Texas has a 3-hour deal that they have to do for loan education. But since that's a federal program, we're able to teach that across the country. So it's just been little bits and pieces where we've been able to grow and continue to add to our offering and expand our education, so we can continue to teach people about real estate across the country.
Well, I took classes from you back long before there was much internet and Zoom, so I did it in person. They were wonderful classes, and that's actually my preferred way to do training. But I'm not 20 years old, so.
No, absolutely, and we say here, the brick and mortar, we're probably the only brick and mortar in town. Everyone's pretty much gone to online or online only. And we love that in-person experience. We know that there's even the younger kids that come in, they kind of sometimes they have like a little bit of a Zoom exhaustion. Like, I can't do another Zoom class. I just want, to talk to somebody. So we know that they work hand in hand. The in-person is great, and the Zoom is there for. We also think about, our students maybe up in West Texas or up in the Panhandle that might not have a place, and they're like,
Yes,
but I still want to be taught. So it's a
right.
great tool to have.
Well, I got my broker's license from you guys as well, so I'm a longtime member,
Thank you
longtime fan.
so much. That means so much to us. Really does.
Now, we have Houston metropolitan areas. I think it goes back and forth between the third largest city, the fourth largest city in the country, but we're big. I think we average between 35 and 40,000 agents, not all of them active, but they have their license. So for those out there that are not part of that huge number and are interested in getting their license, this is where you go, pre-licensing classes. And I believe it depends on your level of education as to how many hours they will need. Is that correct?
When it comes to quality, so if you're going to address the folks who don't have their license and they're someone who's, I've always wanted to get my license, I've always wanted to get my license, there really is no college credit unless they took
Okay,
one of the specific 6 courses that the state requires,
okay,
Principles 1, Principles 2. If they haven't taken those specifically, then the college credit would not apply for the licensing requirements. So
okay.
we offer the 6 core required classes, obviously our prep class, which you get to take as many times as you want. But for
And
those
you
students,
should.
yeah, for those students or for those people who are interested in getting their real estate license, this is where you would come. You would get all of the education that's required by the state, and then get you prepared for your exam and guide you through that licensing process.
And then after they get their license, Texas, thank goodness, has lots of hours required to renew your license. And your first 2 years, I believe it's 90 hours of education that you have to have by the 2-year anniversary, correct?
Correct. It's 90 hours. It's 3 30-hour courses. And then there is the 8-hour piece that's required. So it's total 98. You have the 3 30-hour courses. And with that now, as of October of 2023, you're required to take a class called brokerage as one of your 30-hour courses. And then you get to pick 2 elective courses, which people love because they can do investing, marketing, appraisal, inspection, loan. We actually have 19 30-hour courses total that
Wow.
students can choose from. And then everyone will take legal 1 and legal 2 every 2 years. So that's where that 8 hours comes in, is the legal 1 and legal 2 requirement. So it's 98 total, and you finish that within your first 2 years of being licensed.
And then after your 2 years, you've got legal 1, legal 2, and a contracts class, as well as code of ethics every few years. So thank goodness Texas is serious about education.
Yes, it's a lot easier to go somewhere else and get your license, because a lot of states do reciprocate with Texas. So you would just have to do a little bit, but they're like, you guys do a lot in Texas, so you're good to go here.
And I think we should do a lot because we're helping people buy and sell what is probably the largest investment that they'll ever have. And we really need to know what we're doing. We need to stay on top of it. So thanks to people and organizations like Champions, we can do that.
Indeed. It's a lot to undertake every 2 years, and we are always updating our curriculum, coming out with new courses. One of our longtime instructors, Alan Hancock, it's almost like he's known by name. Just give me Alan's class because there's a technology update. And he'll take students out to look at his Tesla and tell them, work that into here's technology now and here's technology in real estate, and it makes it fun for the students to learn. But we're always updating those classes and trying to, keep it relevant to what's going on. And then also you get what you are required to take as well, which is what the state wants you to keep keep up with what's changing in contracts and different things like.
Absolutely. Well, once you've got your license, you've gone through your first 2 years, what do you offer the agent that wants to keep up? Not just the required classes, but what do you have any certifications or designations that they can get, which I think are very important. For one thing, it shows on your business card, whether you're using electronic or paper, whatever, that you're actually taking the job seriously and that you are continuing your education.
Absolutely. And you hit the nail on the head, Gene. The designations and certifications are what we offer for those agents that are seasoned and want to continue to grow and add to their, I always call them arrows in your quiver, right?
Oh, I love that. I love that. I used to do archery, so I love that.
So perfect. So whether it's your accredited luxury home specialist, that's awesome to have. But then there's very,
Absolutely.
very just absolutely practical things. Being in Texas, big military state, there's a military relocation professional. There's senior real estate specialists, as the community gets older and different things come into play, different as for when it's someone from the military, they have different loan options and different things that they can do, different things they qualify for. And when they know that you have your MRP, they're going to go with someone because they don't want to miss out on any savings or
No.
anything like that they can take advantage of. So those things are valuable to have. And I'm glad you mentioned this because we actually have a brand new one
Oh,
that's
what?
coming out. So, and we're very excited about this. It's CIPS, but it's Certified International Real Estate Professional. And so
Wow.
it's really cool to be able to take a class, and whether it's someone from the outside in and they want to have their CIPS, they are interested in real estate here in the United States, or if someone here is interested in real estate in another country, then it walks you through being certified to be able to do that, whether you want to do it on your own, whether you want to work with investors. But a great international real estate designation that we're going to start offering here in the very near future in the
That's
next weeks.
fantastic.
So we're excited about that. That's in addition to, we probably have, I'm looking at a sheet here, maybe a dozen other ones. Accredited, the ABR right now is huge. We're
Oh,
actually been offering that for free. Accredited buyer representative. So if you want to jump on that, there's still classes available, and we're offering that. You
please
can do
jump
it.
on that. If you don't have
Yeah,
your AVR people, please jump on that. Give David a
indeed.
call.
Indeed. So the designations and certifications are huge. And then we could always touch on, getting your broker's license if
Let's
for
talk about it.
deployment.
Yeah.
Sure. So that's just another thing that we offer. And sometimes there's this misconception that as an agent, if you get your broker's license, it means you have to do your own thing and build
Oh,
your
no.
own. It does not. It just adds more credibility. It's only $10 a month more to, maintain your license. So that's another misconception, that it costs a whole bunch more. It doesn't. It just adds credibility. If you have your bachelor's degree, you probably only have to take, a class or two. If you don't, then there's 900 hours of education, but everything you've done from when you've been licensed to now counts. And then we can supplement the rest. And so it's just doing that and becoming more knowledgeable. And then if you ever do decide, you know what, I want to, try my hand at building a brokerage or just kind of doing it on my own, then you'd have the ability to do that as well.
I think that's also invaluable. You learn so much. It's kind of like, well, I'm starting to use my daughter's an RN, being an RN versus being an LVN, I think. I'm not offending any nurses out there. Every position is important, but it's just another level of education, another level of knowledge. And it's very important. And I got my broker's license from you guys, and I took the test. And I said, oh, I'll never open my own brokerage. I don't want the hassle. And then I started seeing all of my agents that I had trained opening their brokerages, and I went, wait a minute, I need to do this. So I did. So thank you for all the support in
Congratulations.
that area.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. It's a great thing to do. Just like you said, just to keep growing, keep yourself educated, level up, and stay relevant.
Absolutely. Well, what else do you want to tell us about Champions, or what they're offering, or what you do, or anything? Tell us.
So absolutely, as I sit here and think about it, and we talked briefly about my title, I do always, when people ask me out in the community, oh, it's to get your real estate license. Yes, that absolutely, that's where it all started. And we do qualifying education, continuing education, but we also do your qualifying education for inspection, and the continuing education for inspection, so you can become
Okay.
a professional home inspector. We do that for loan origination, and we do that for appraisal. So we have the 4 disciplines where you can come and get your initial licensing, qualifying education, and we also offer the continuing education. And I say that because it's been around 4 years, and
Yeah.
we've seen up and down markets, and we know when those markets are up and when they're down, and agents will come in and say, what can I do? And being able to diversify yourself a little bit is always an option too. Not just getting a designation, but we'll have agents come in and get their RMLO license, and just to educate themselves. And then they have something else. And some brokerages are wanting their agents to do that because they've changed those metrics to where you can have your LO license and your real estate license, and be a part of that transaction. And so it's become something that a lot of agents have come in and said, hey, I've been thinking about doing this. My brokerage wants us to do it. And so we do offer those 4 disciplines. And it's been great to kind of be a one-stop shop for anything
Yes.
real estate.
For those other disciplines outside the real estate license, is there any previous education required other than, I assume, high school?
Right, exactly. Just high school, and then whatever the state requires. And
Okay.
none of them, as far as the initial licensing process goes, require college. Appraisal,
Okay.
as you have your appraisal trainee, you have your appraisal residential, licensed residential, then you have your certified. Once you get to certified residential appraiser, there's some college, and they're even talking about, perhaps changing that requirement right now
Okay.
as we speak. Um, just because experience can be applicable at
Oh,
times as well. Someone who's been a trainee for,
yeah.
15 years, you know, for them to have to go back to college, they're just talking about those kinds of
Yeah.
things.
Well, experience is invaluable in any field.
Absolutely. And then another thing that we're doing right now, which is awesome, I love that we just released a course that would be very applicable to a lot of agents, and I think very applicable to your audience. It's called Beyond the Verdict, which is
Oh,
information about the NAR settlement that just happened, because we get that question quite a bit as
yes.
well. So we designed a 2-hour class. It's only $25. And we just unpack what that is and how it applies to you. It's more of an informational, here's what's going on, here's how things are going to change, and here's what you need to know. Because that has probably been the number one question we've had over the last few weeks.
From everybody.
It's a
Yes.
great course to be able to jump in on and learn about all of those NAR things that are taking place.
Yes, I may have to sign up for that one. Not that I haven't heard it for hours and hours, but I might learn one more thing.
That's right.
Well, as far as your inspection program, again, that you can come, you don't have to have engineering background or anything. You'll train everything they need to know.
Absolutely. No, no, no. That's a discipline where we get a lot of teachers or Amazon guys come in, and they're like, I need something to do. I want to keep doing this, and I kind of want to be in control of my own thing.
Right.
And so again, fully hands-on, instructor-led education. A lot of it they're gonna do online as well. There's a lot of codes and things of that nature. You don't need an engineering degree. It's something that, again, you can do your professional track, and when you come out, you can go work for a company and kind of learn the ropes, or we guide you into, hey, here's how to get some work, here's how to get some jobs, and then you can build from there so you can have your own business. And, we always say be your own boss.
Right,
So
right, right. Well, it's always good
that
to
works.
be an apprentice for a little while too.
Indeed.
All right, well, we have a few minutes left, David, before we have to say goodbye. Anything else you want to add? I did not know you offered all the other different avenues, so that's wonderful.
Good. Good. There's nothing else at the moment. I think we've covered, qualifying education. We've covered continuing education. Things agents can do to broaden their spectrum and horizons and learn more with the designations. Getting your broker's license, always a great idea.
Yes.
The different disciplines as we work, in our national appraisal program, national inspection program, those are big topics that we're playing out. Our online interactive group is developing new online classes for all of those disciplines. So we have a whole lot in the hopper, and we're just continuing to try to give as much content and material to you all to keep our agents happy, because you all have been so good to us. We really appreciate everyone, because they always say we love champions, and we could not be.
And I do.
Your word of mouth endorsement is the most valuable thing, and we could not appreciate that more. So
well, you guys are great, and you are so helpful. Everyone there you call or if you walk in, everyone is so helpful. So we really, really appreciate that.
Indeed. And speaking of which, since we're kind of an open format, the way you and I met was by you coming in and sponsoring classes. And for any agent out there who's looking to grow, that's another opportunity that sometimes you can't get with other providers, because they don't have a platform to come in and speak to students and how you all are growing and come in and sponsor. And that's a great thing for people to do, to just get out there and grow. So that's an opportunity. You can call any of our campuses across the state, no matter what market area you're in. You can even do it on our Champions Live platform via Zoom. So it's a great tool to have as well.
Well, and as a student, I remember people coming in and bringing breakfast or lunch or whatever, and talking to the class. And that's how I learned about different brokerages. And then, of course, once you get your license, or you're getting your license, once you get it, you interview with different brokerages to decide what the best fit is for you. So thank you again for everything, David. I really appreciate you taking the time. And
Gee, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Oh, and give us the website address, because everybody, you should go on their website, see what all they have to offer, and sign up for something. So what's your website address?
The website is going to be championsschool.com. So that's champions plural and then school.com. www.championschool.com. And Jean, I thank you so much for connecting with me and for coming in and
always, it's a pleasure
being a champion yourself. And it's been awesome to catch up with you today and talk about real estate education.
Well, thank you again, David, and hopefully I can have you back on here some other time to talk about other new programs.
You bet. Enjoy this cooler weather, and I look forward to talking to you in the future for sure.
Thank you so much, David. Thanks for tuning in to The Real in Real Estate, your gateway to the source. Be sure not to miss our upcoming episodes loaded with fantastic insights, expert tips, and all the latest trends in the property scene. Don't forget to stay connected with us on our Trilogy Realty Group socials: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and even TikTok. Until next time, take care.